Mocked as outdated, the ship proved its power by ending a planet. They said humans could barely manage their own solar system, let alone deal with the threats that existed beyond it. But humans had a way of surprising everyone. They were stubborn, adaptable, and willing to take risks that others would never dare. At the center of this story was the ship called Frontier Dawn. The vessel was old, at least by modern galactic standards. Its hull was thick and heavy, built to last instead of to look sleek. Its weapons were large, mechanical, and loud, unlike the invisible energy cannons and adaptive shields other fleets preferred. The ship had survived battles that should have destroyed it, and its crew trusted it as much as they trusted each other. Captain John Carter was the one in command. He was a man in his 40s with a calm voice that carried authority without shouting. He had seen more battles than he liked, but he never let fear rule him. Beside him, at the ship's navigation console, sat Lisa Morrow. She was quick with calculations, always able to find a safe route through enemy territory or dense asteroid fields. Her eyes often darted across the holographic displays, but she never lost focus, even under pressure. Ethan Brooks, the chief engineer, was in the engine room, checking the main reactors and secondary power systems. He was a tall man with strong hands and a mind that never stopped thinking about machines. He had a habit of talking to the ship as if it were alive. Many on the crew thought he was a little odd, but Frontier Dawn ran perfectly under his care. The Frontier Dawn had been sent to the edge of contested space, a region filled with alien colonies, abandoned stations, and dangerous fleets that no human had ever faced. The mission was simple in words but dangerous in reality: show the galaxy that humans were still a force to be reckoned with. The allied species who were supposed to cooperate with humans laughed when they learned of the ship that would lead the mission. "The Frontier Dawn? That old scrap," said Commander Velnar, a tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms. "Humans are sending us relics into battle. You do realize that your ship will be vaporized before it even leaves orbit." And most importantly, its crew trusted each other completely. The day they left Earth's orbit, the crew felt a mix of pride and tension. Frontier Dawn was not fast, but it was steady. It moved through space with purpose, cutting through the void where satellites, debris, and asteroid fragments floated like floating stones. Lisa checked the charts repeatedly, making sure they stayed on course through uncharted space. "Captain, sensors are picking up movement ahead," she said. Her voice was calm, but there was a slight edge to it. John looked at the display. "How far?" They were sleek, fast, and designed for speed rather than combat. The humans had been expecting trouble, so the crew did not panic. "Keep our course," John said. "Do not engage unless we are fired upon." But fear was not part of the Frontier Dawn's crew. They had been trained to stay calm, to think, and to act. Ethan Brooks walked past the bridge, wiping grease off his hands. "They're curious," he said. "Nothing more. They're not sure what we can do, and they don't want to find out the hard way. We're not here to fight yet." One evening, as the distant sun of a dying star painted the bridge in red and orange light, Lisa leaned over the navigation console. "Captain, we are approaching the outer rim of this sector. Reports say there is a planet here with a weapon array capable of destroying fleets. We need to know what we are facing before making decisions." But humans had never followed what others thought was impossible. The crew started preparations. Ethan checked the engines again, making sure the ship could withstand maximum recoil. John reviewed battle plans with his officers, going over every scenario that could happen. He was methodical, but he trusted his instincts more than any plan. "Captain," said Lisa, "do you think they'll attack us before we get close?" Weeks into the mission, the alien fleets finally made their first real contact. Small craft began probing their formation, testing the ship's defenses. Laser bursts lit up the dark space, but Frontier Dawn remained unharmed. Its thick armor absorbed the hits, and its shields deflected the minor energy bursts. "Not bad for an old ship," Ethan said, grinning as he watched the damage reports. "I could build a dozen of these and still make them laugh at us." The planet looked small through the sensors, but the weapon array surrounding it was enormous. Satellites and defense platforms orbited the planet, ready to target anything that approached. Every system on the ship was tested. Sensors worked overtime. Communications scanned constantly for alien chatter. Engines were ready to surge at any moment, and yet the humans on board never wavered. They ate, slept, trained, and joked. They were not afraid, they were focused. One night, John walked the deck, a cup of coffee in hand. He looked at the stars and said quietly, "They underestimate us because they do not know us. They have never seen humans in a situation like this. And they will learn soon enough that underestimation is dangerous. The day came when the alien scouts reported back to their main fleet. They were confused. Frontier Dawn moved steadily, absorbing minor attacks, and seemed unafraid of the massive defenses ahead. Reports called it ancient and fragile, yet it pressed forward without hesitation. John read the reports and shook his head. Fragile, they'll see the truth soon enough. They think appearance matters more than action. That's their first mistake. But soon the crew knew actions would speak louder than ridicule. Ethan walked past the engines again. I swear this ship has a heart. Every time I think it's at its limit, it surprises me. Captain, we are ready. The planet looked calm from space, but its surface hid deadly weapons and defenses that could destroy entire fleets. Alien satellites orbited in perfect formation, their guns pointing outward, scanning for intruders. Defense drones patrolled around them like hunting wolves. To most species, approaching this planet was a suicidal idea. To humans, it was a challenge. Captain John Carter stood on the bridge, staring at the blinking dots representing enemy ships and defenses. He felt the familiar mix of tension and focus. We are entering the danger zone, he said quietly. Stay ready, everyone. We are not here to fight yet, but we cannot be passive either. Enemy drones are closing in on us. The Frontier Dawn absorbed them easily. Its thick armor took the hits without leaving a scratch. To the humans, it was just a routine test. To the aliens, it was confusing. One of the fleet commanders, a tall, gray-skinned alien named Zorak, watched from his command ship. Their ship, it takes everything we throw at it, he growled. How can a vessel this old survive our weapons? Every warning, every sensor alert was met with careful action. No one panicked, no one rushed. Their strength was in discipline, training, and trust in the ship and each other. Captain, Lisa said, I have a visual on the planet. The weapon array is massive. It could destroy the Frontier Dawn with a single strike if it hits perfectly. It's not the first time humans have faced impossible odds. Keep scanning. We need the best possible route through their defenses. Afraid of us, they have never seen humans before. In the control room, Ethan Brooks checked the reactors one more time. Energy levels are stable. We can sustain long-range fire if needed. Hull stress is low, even with minor impacts. This old ship can still handle a lot more than anyone expects. Alien ships fired a coordinated strike at the Frontier Dawn, combining lasers, missiles, and energy pulses. Most of the shots were long-range, meant to scare rather than destroy. The Frontier Dawn absorbed the impact. Shields flared, engines shuddered slightly, but the ship remained steady. Status? John asked. Minor shield wear, Lisa replied. Hull integrity stable, nothing critical. Keep steady, do not respond until I give the order. We will not leave anything to chance. Bring everything online, target them all. If they hit with full power, it will be tough. But this ship is ready. Just give the order, Captain. Smaller drones scattered, trying to protect the larger weapons platforms. Hull integrity holding, Lisa called out. Shields at 70% but stable. They repaired minor damage, adjusted weapons, and continued forward. The crew worked as one unit like parts of a single machine. John studied the enemy formations. They are nervous. Their shots are less accurate than before. They are making mistakes. Target the nearest weapons platform. On my mark. Explosions lit up space as the first target was destroyed. Debris scattered, and the alien drones tried to compensate, but the humans had already calculated the next targets. Another shot ready, Lisa said, targeting the main array now. There was a massive explosion, shaking the enemy fleet. Satellites were knocked out of orbit and drones were destroyed instantly. In the alien command ship, Zorak roared in fury. They are destroying our weapons? How is this possible? They are not like anyone we have fought before. Massive turrets lined the equator and shield generators hummed along the poles. Enemy ships moved to intercept, but they were uncoordinated, firing randomly in panic. Captain, Lisa said, we can strike the planet directly if we want. Their defenses are broken enough. Let them see that humans do not negotiate out of fear. We act when necessary. Every movement was calculated, precise, and confident. Finally, the crew prepared for a demonstration that would change the galaxy's view of humans forever. They were not reckless and they were not cruel. They were efficient, determined, and unafraid. John Carter looked at his crew. We are about to show them the truth. Humanity is not weak. Humanity does not retreat. Humanity does not give up. Be ready. The aliens still mocked the ship, still believed it outdated. But the humans knew the truth. They had never been stronger, and they were ready to prove it. As the ship drew closer to the planet, the crew of the Frontier Dawn waited for the right moment. Soon the galaxy would see what humans could do when underestimated, and the legend of the old warship would begin. The Frontier Dawn hovered in orbit above Carney's Prime, steady and silent, its weapons locked on the planet below. The alien fleets were in chaos. Their defenses were partially destroyed, and their remaining ships moved unpredictably, unsure of what to do. Commander Zorek roared orders, but his fleets were scattered and disorganized. On the bridge of the Frontier Dawn, Captain John Carter stood calmly. "All systems ready?" he asked. Lisa Morrow nodded. "Weapons are ready, shields are stable, sensors show weak points in the planet's defense. We can handle recoil for the next strike." Lisa spoke again. "Captain, if we fire at the planet's weapon array, it will trigger a chain reaction. The planet's crust is unstable. It could fracture completely. We have enough energy for a single, massive strike. After that, we need to retreat or risk the ship, but the strike will do what we need. This is a message, not revenge." "Fire." They did it. They hit the planet. The aliens had never imagined a single ship could cause this kind of destruction. "Status?" John asked. Lisa replied, "Planetary structural collapse is progressing faster than predicted. Enemy fleets are trying to escape, but many are trapped by debris." Drones fired wildly, and their main ships tried to flee. It was too late. The planet itself was breaking apart. Massive explosions on the surface sent debris flying into space, damaging nearby ships. The alien fleet's formation collapsed completely. John turned to his crew. "Maintain position. Do not fire again unless necessary. Let them see what we can do without overkill. We could do it again if needed, but this should be enough." Zorek's command ship tried to issue orders, but the chaos was complete. "This cannot be. They are only one ship. How can one ship destroy a planet? We act when necessary, and we act with precision. Let this be a lesson they remember. We cannot stop it now. Humanity does not beg, does not retreat, and does not submit to fear. Let the galaxy see that clearly." John looked at the crew. "This mission is complete. We did what the Council asked and more. Humanity's strength is not in numbers or appearance. It is in determination, skill, and courage. We just needed a chance." Their message was clear. Humanity was powerful, precise, and capable of ending threats decisively. The Frontier Dawn moved toward open space. The crew worked silently, ensuring the ship remained stable, systems checked, weapons ready only if needed. They did not celebrate recklessly. Humans did not need to boast. Their actions spoke louder than words. Lisa looked at John. "Do you think they will understand?" Ethan Brooks leaned against the engine console. "I have to admit, Captain, it feels good to see them realize we are not weak. They would remember the old ship that no one believed could succeed, and the crew who trusted each other enough to make it unstoppable." Hours passed as the ship moved further from the planet. The crew maintained focus, monitoring sensors and repairing minor damage from the debris. There was no celebration. Humanity did not need it. The lesson had already been delivered. Lisa spoke quietly. "The galaxy will talk about this for a long time. They will remember the Frontier Dawn. One ship, old by modern standards, had changed the course of an entire sector. One crew, trained, skilled, and united, had shown the galaxy what humanity could do when underestimated." Ethan Brooks whispered to himself, "We've made history. And this is only the beginning. Let them talk, let them remember. Humanity does not need recognition, we need respect, and today we earned it." No one would mock the Frontier Dawn again. The Frontier Dawn moved away from the ruins of Carney's Prime. The planet was no longer whole. Massive cracks split the surface and fires raged across the continents. The few remaining alien fleets had retreated to distant systems, their morale shattered. Humanity had sent a clear message. They were not to be underestimated. On the bridge, Captain John Carter watched the displays in silence. The mission was complete, but the weight of what they had done settled on him. This was not a victory to celebrate with cheers or parties. It was a moment to reflect on the power of discipline, precision, and human courage. Lisa Morrow stood beside him, her eyes scanning the starfield. "The galaxy will be talking about this for decades," she said quietly. "They mocked us, They laughed at our ship, and now they will think twice before challenging humans again. That is the lesson we have taught today. And today, she spoke loudly enough for the galaxy to hear. As the hours passed, communications from other human fleets began to arrive. Reports from distant colonies showed that news of Carnes Prime's destruction had already spread. Many of the aliens in the sector had fled, while others were beginning to surrender. Humanity's reputation had shifted overnight from being underestimated to being feared and respected. John studied the messages, reading through the reports. "It seems they are beginning to understand," he said. "Even the allies who doubted us are reconsidering their opinions. They see now that humans can act decisively, even with old technology, and that is something no one can ignore." The lesson is clear. Technology is only part of the equation. Training, strategy, and courage matter just as much, sometimes more. Humanity has shown that today. No negotiation, no warning, just action. The tension of battle was gone, replaced by a quiet sense of accomplishment. No one cheered loudly or boasted. Humans did not need to. Their actions had spoken louder than any words could. Lisa turned to the captain. "Do you think they will ever understand human determination, or will they just fear it?" "Both are useful. Fear keeps the reckless away. Understanding builds alliances. Today we gave them both." The frontier dawn may be old, but she is proof that humans are never finished learning, adapting, and surviving. That lesson will carry far beyond today. The alien survivors sent messages, some pleading for mercy, others offering surrender, and a few promising revenge in the distant future. The frontier dawn ignored most of them. John knew that revenge would take time, but humanity had the advantage now. They had proven what they were capable of, and the galaxy would remember. Lisa studied the communications. "Many are asking for terms of surrender. They want to negotiate now. It's strange, they mocked us before, but now they want to talk." "Do you think this will change the way they treat humans? Not just the ones in this sector, but across the galaxy?" "It is a warning, yes, but also a lesson. Underestimate humanity at your own risk." Lisa looked at John again. "Do you think people back home will understand what we've done, or will they only see the destruction?" "The frontier dawn may be old, but she has proven herself today. If nothing else, we know what humans can do when underestimated. And today, humanity has shown that clearly. But if they do, they will think twice. Humanity has made its point. We act decisively and we do not fear challenges. That is enough to change how they see us. Our actions are proof enough. Let them remember the frontier dawn, and let them remember why humans cannot be ignored." As the frontier dawn continued through deep space, messages from distant human colonies began to arrive. Reports of relief, admiration, and recognition filled the comms. Humans in those colonies were proud. They knew that one ship and its crew had done what many fleets could not. John listened quietly. "They will remember today, and so will we. This is not the end of our story. Humanity will continue to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. Today was only the beginning. Now the galaxy knows the cost of underestimating humans. Humanity had demonstrated its power and determination, and the galaxy had taken notice. No one would mock the frontier dawn again. No one would underestimate humans again. The crew had shown that courage, skill, and determination could overcome even the most advanced weapons and the strongest defenses. John looked around at his crew one last time. "We have made history. Let this be remembered." Humanity does not yield. Humanity does not retreat, and humanity never underestimates the challenge before it. As the ship moved through the stars, John felt a quiet sense of pride. The crew had done what few could imagine. The frontier dawn had proven its power, and humanity's place in the galaxy was stronger than ever. Lisa spoke softly, almost to herself. "We've done what others said could not be done. We've shown them our strength. We've written our mark in history." The humans aboard the old ship had proven that determination, discipline, and bravery mattered more than any weapon or appearance. And as the stars passed by, the frontier dawn continued its journey, ready for whatever challenges the future might bring, leaving a galaxy that would never underestimate humans again.